Welcome back to Blind Item Breakdown. Our first blind item is about Chappell Roan. It reads, the small Chappell singer was the worst to everyone last night who was not higher than her on the list. The 5-time winner mentioned earlier was really treated like crap. It was only after the Chappell singer learned that she just wasn't a random fan, but a 5-time winner that her attitude changed, which this is again about Chappell Roan and Samara Joy. And it seems like Chappell Roan is pretty rude to everyone. I mean, as someone who tries to identify as like an indie artist or, or a minority, advocating for different groups, I would think that she'd be more mindful of people around her. I mean, she kind of gives me Lady Gaga energy, but Lady Gaga wasn't ever rude to anyone. And it's really bizarre to me that she's rude to people who are below her on the list. It's giving me like elitist energy. This comment reads, Chappell Roan needs to quit whining about how hard it is to be famous. Obviously not built for it. Moreover, for someone who will actually be grateful. Another person adds, her career has 3 years tops, then bye. Another comment reads, her speech about record labels and how they don't take care of their artists was whining and annoying. Hopefully she's a one-hit wonder. Now, if you guys did watch the Grammys, which comment below, did you watch the Grammys or not? But Chappell did walk away with an award. In her speech, she said, I told myself if I ever won a Grammy and I got to stand up here in front of the most powerful people in music, I would demand that labels and the industry profiting millions of dollars off of artists would offer a livable wage and health care, especially to developing artists, which I could recognize that like being an artist is difficult, especially if you're not at a Chappell Roan level. I mean, even thinking about like fellow YouTubers I have, like we don't get healthcare, any benefits like that. So we have to go and get all those things ourselves, which, I get it. I'm happy to go and do so, but I can also understand what she's alluding to because there are a lot of smaller artists I've been fans of for a long time, and I'm sure their record label is milking them dry. But it is nice to see that Chappell had won this award, especially because she really did manifest this.
I want to win a Grammy, so that's my goal, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get it, so that's my
Katie, thank you so much. Here's your winner, Spring Phoenix Got 2012.
I want to.
So she really did manifest that Grammy win. As Chappell continued, she talked about her experience being signed as a minor and how she got dropped from her label with 0 job experience under her belt. And like most people, she says, I had a difficult time finding a job in the pandemic and I could not afford healthcare insurance. She said it was so devastating to feel committed to my art and then feel so betrayed by the system and so dehumanized to not have help. Chappell said that if her label at the time prioritized her and others' health, I could have been provided care by a company I was given everything to. To wrap up, Chappell said record labels need to treat their artists as valuable employees with a livable wage, health insurance, and protection. Labels, we got you, but do you got us? She asked. Our next blind item is about Justin Bieber. It reads, one day everyone reports the north of the border singer looks strung out. So the next day paparazzi stroll while holding the baby, which they have never done before, ever. They don't even usually carry the baby anywhere. They have people who do it. Now, I would be lying if I said I wasn't stressed out for Justin Bieber because he looks like he's been going through it. And with his social media activity, unfollowing his wife, unfollowing Usher, unfollowing Scooter Braun, but then still following Diddy, there's something up here. This comment reads, every comment I saw said, where's the baby? I didn't see one comment saying he looked strung out. Not counting here, that's just my guess on why the next day they did a paparazzi stroll with the baby. Barbara wrote, there's been so many comments about Justin not looking good, looking high, and acting miserable. Susie commented, I realize that and I agree that he needs help and I pray that he gets help. Another comment reads, I won't say anything bad about Justin. I think he was abused and exploited as a kid and he used drugs to self-medicate. I hope he gets help ASAP. All right, let's talk about pleasure. Whether you are new to self-care or an experienced pro, Womanizer has changed the game when it comes to satisfaction. Womanizer is the OG of suction toys, pioneering pleasure air technology, which means zero direct contact, just pure airwave simulation that's gentle to intense. And now they have dropped their must-have product that you don't want to miss. I've already introduced introduce you guys to this fancy little toy, but with Valentine's Day around the corner, it's more relevant than ever. Your search for the perfect Valentine's Day gift ends here. Whether it's for yourself, your friends, your partner, meet the Womanizer Liberty 2 Special Edition. You guys know we love celebrities, and they designed this in collaboration with Iggy Azalea. It's colorful, it's sleek, it's compact, it's travel friendly, it's 100% waterproof with 8 intensity levels and a magnetic travel cover for discretion. It's a thoughtful and luxurious gift for Valentine's Day. And because I got you, you could use my code SLOAN20LOVE for 20% off your entire order at womanizer.com. Click the link below and check it out for yourself. Thank you, Womanizer, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. Now, we really don't ever see Justin Bieber's son, Jack Blues, out and about. This headline reads, Justin Bieber and wife Hailey take baby Jack out on a rare public outing in New York City with all these rumors of marital tension. The unsmiling couple looked tense as rumors have boiled up among fans of possible tensions in their marriage. Sorry about it, people. I feel like a lot of them came from over here on this channel, but love you guys. Shout out to the subscribers. Which, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. Justin, who has elicited concern from fans over his recent unkempt appearance, appeared particularly somber and sported a scraggly beard. Here's a clip one of the paparazzis got of this couple.
This way, guys.
Their outing comes after a source close to the couple told the Daily Mail that Hailey works all the time while Justin chills with friends and spends time at home with their baby son. It is interesting. I do think that she's probably like the breadwinner right now because of her skincare Rhode. They made $90 million in a couple months last year, so it's doing relatively well. And Justin has been absent from music and touring. Though I would be so annoyed if I was the mother in this situation. Like if I was Hailey going to work and not spending time with my baby son. Justin was seen walking slightly apart from his wife. He also went with a mostly black look, but added some color with his over-the-top footwear and heat. Oh, very nice. So they're still fashionable. But the source goes on to say that Hailey Bieber is stressed out right now. They're actually in New York City for a reason, because she's going to be working as a supermodel. She also has her brand Rhode to take care of. Quote, she's taking meetings here and there for new projects. She's super busy with her brand, which is doing better than she ever expected. It's a wonderful thing. And there's talk about expanding Rhode too, which we all saw that Hailey actually took out a clothing brand called Rhode. They had had the name for years before Hailey Bieber came around. Hailey Bieber came around and told them, hey, do you want to get paid off to change the name of your clothing brand? They said, hell no. So she ultimately forced them out of the industry using her lawyers and power and canceled a small clothing brand, which is so sad. But it seems like she's trying to head towards the Skims empire direction. She wants everyone to be putting Rhode on their skin, wearing Rhode. She's just going to make everything Rhode brand. Honestly, the skincare must be good because I don't love her personality. I don't know. I'm not running there just to go and support Hailey, so it must be good skincare. Comment below. What do you guys think of her products? Meanwhile, Justin likes to chill with friends as he's more emotional and leads with his heart. I wonder why he's more emotional. Maybe he's unpacking some of that trauma. He's always working on music and toying with new ideas. He always has a guitar in his hand and is super creative, but he does not work as much as she does. Justin already has so much success behind him. He's comfortable and he doesn't need to prove anything. The source adds that while some have said the two are having trouble, all is fine. She is the leader and he doesn't mind following her. Interesting dynamic. What do you guys think of that below, that comment? Like, she's the leader. Okay, I mean, maybe he does need that direction. He's been being told what to do ever since he was a young kid, and maybe his wife has now adopted that position.
Justin Bieber's latest appearance has caused concern for the star to grow after he stepped out looking hollow-eyed and withdrawn on Wednesday. The singer, 30, is said to have now pushed his wife Hailey to the brink with his unacceptable behavior, as fans admit they are fearful for the child star. On Wednesday, Justin stepped out looking gaunt, wearing a baggy yellow hoodie and ill-fitting beige trousers during an outing in New York. The sighting came after insiders told that Justin's wife Hailey's friends are growing increasingly concerned about Justin's actions. According to the source, some of her inner circle are encouraging Hailey to leave the musician after putting up with a lot since the beginning of their marriage. Fears for the yummy hitmaker have increased in recent months, following a string of somber appearances and claims about his strained marriage. While Hailey and her friends are reportedly worried for the star, their concerns are echoed by Justin's huge fan base, who have also aired their fears. Following the publication of new images of Justin, many commented that they were worried he had gone into self-destruct mode.
Now, in recent months, fans have been worried about the power couple because Justin unfollowed Hailey on Instagram, but he claims he was hacked, which I call BS. I will take that to my grave. You were not hacked. People do not hack Justin Bieber's account just to go and unfollow Hailey Bieber. They're going to do far more damage than that. The couple have faced a string of rumors that they were splitting since they married in 2018, but Justin has recently brushed off the gossip. When New Year's went down, he actually commented on Instagram saying, "Going anywhere with you, BB. Happy New Year." In which she, I guess, captioned her post, "Wake up, it's 2025. Now, some sources claim that Justin couldn't be happier. Well, he doesn't look happy to me, adjusting to life as parents of a newborn. Well, honestly, shout out to them and any other new parents out there. I know it's difficult to have a baby, so shout out to you, sending love and strength. Now that we talked about Justin, let's dive a little bit deeper into Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez and the drama with Sephora. This item reads, "This getting very rich A-list celebrity Nepo baby showed off the power her brand has by getting an industry giant to cave to our celebrity. They have been blocking her ascent because of the A-list singer turned A-list actress producer." So it seems like Sephora is now giving Rhode, Hailey Bieber's brand, a chance after Selena Gomez has been stopping them. Now, Selena Gomez's brand is making about $350 million a year annually, so they're doing very well, and Hailey probably wants to be just like that. I mean, she's always wanted to be with Justin, so to be just like Selena isn't a far reach. This comment reads, "And everything she does is worthless because she's a bad and hated girl. She simply destroyed a small brand out of pure egocentrism." Another comment reads, "Selena blocking Hailey from getting into Sephora stores, but she is in there now. I think the Simi and Hayes twins are there as well, so Selena just seems to hate Hailey, not Simi. Weirdo." Now, I did cover this on Instagram that Selena Gomez had reportedly blocked Hailey Bieber's brand, Rhode, from going to Sephora, which is a big business move. Despite Rhode's booming sales, it looks like the brand's expansion into Sephora was reportedly delayed, and sources claim Selena Gomez played a major part. Selena Gomez's rare beauty brand has become one of Sephora's top performing brands since 2020. It looks like Sephora was hesitant to onboard Rhode due to the potential conflicts with Selena's brand, fearing it could strain their partnership, saying rare beauty is one of their biggest brands, so if they decided to leave Sephora because of Hailey, that would suck. They would lose a lot of money. 4 months, speculation swirled that Rhode would land in Sephora, and its recent confirmation from an insider suggests a deal has now been finalized, though sources claim Selena's ties to the retailer initially slowed the process alongside Sephora's general caution with celebrity beauty brands. It took them close to a decade to bring Ariana Grande's fragrances on board, they say, so they're trying to make up excuses. Despite the reported tensions, Rhode's entry into Sephora is expected later this year, and while Selena and Hailey have had this feud for years and years, it seems like it might get a little bit more intense because now it's becoming business. Now they are competitors in the same store.
This one just dropped 10 minutes ago, and it's stating Hailey Bieber fans are saying lies about Selena Gomez, supposedly being the reason why Rhode hasn't arrived to Sephora. So this post is basically stating that if Rhode came to Sephora, it would be a rivalry between Rare Beauty and Rhode, and that is why they've been delaying the arrival of Rhode in Sephora stores, which is actually so weird because Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber follow each other, and it was rumored out that they were going to drop something, like do a collab together. So this is very weird, and actually the person that wrote this is followed by Hailey Bieber. She was a part of their team. I don't know, I know Selena Gomez actually under a lot of scrutiny as well due to the video she just posted about immigration and her views on it. I could see this happening because Hailey Bieber always tends to thrive off of the little downfalls that Selena Gomez has had these couple of years. Like, for example, when they were dropping pictures of her with the paparazzi and she was so overweight, Hailey Bieber was thriving off of that. Notice how she's been quiet ever since Selena Gomez's new Amelia Perez movie dropped. She's been making moves. She was out in the Oscars. She's just been awfully quiet. And then all this mess going on with Justin, it's just, I don't know, something's fishy. This is actually insane, and then this drops, so I'm like, messy boots, messy boots.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds. The north of the border, a litter actor needed some good publicity. What better way than to be filmed signing autographs for children as they patiently wait out in the cold for you? It is remarkable that the actor signed anything or said anything more than an FU because that is his normal response. The fact that all the kids had one of 2 pictures to be signed and all had the same pen was just so fake. Now, I saw that Ryan Reynolds set up a staged spotting in New York City where it looks like someone someone from his team told a lot of fans that he would be there, gave them pictures to get signed, and also gave them the same pen. So everyone in the crowd just magically has the same pen? No. This comment reads, I saw a similar video of him, but it wasn't with children, it was with a bunch of people with the same poster, and many of them had blue tape on them. He must have a bunch of idiots on his team. Another comment reads, scrambling for kudos points now? In my opinion, that tactic inevitably fails. Another comment reads, yeah, he hired crowds on demand. Another comment reads, Ryan, you're paying too much for your cell phone, Reynolds. Also, I'll literally pay double my monthly bill to stop sending those commercials. He's not as funny as he thinks he is. Another comment reads, remember when Martha Stewart described him as not funny? She's his neighbor, so I guess she'd know. Now let's talk about this cringe moment. I mean, I don't think there's anything more cringe than a celebrity like trying to set something up to make them look more famous. Ryan Reynolds finds himself in the middle of a social media storm after he and Blake Lively informed a federal judge that they plan to seek dismissal of Justin Baldoni's lawsuit. The actor was spotted out and about signing autographs for fans in New York, but the internet is side-eyeing him and accusing him of staging it all. It all began when the paparazzo account posted a video of Ryan interacting with fans in New York. In the video, he signs autographs on Deadpool posters and interacts with them before making his way. However, the people seem to think that Ryan is trying to gain brownie points, with one Instagram user calling his fans hired actors. Ryan Reynolds is desperate for some good news coverage. You guys can see in some of these pictures right here, here's that blue tape that we're talking about that's on all these posters. And here's that video clip that this article is referring to. One person writes, damage control, that's what it is. So everyone has the same blue taped cardboard thing with stuff for him to sign. Everyone with the same merch, the same poster. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. Looks planned. Everyone with the same merchandise and blue pen. Usually people want pics these days. So fake. That is such a true point though. I mean, who does get anything signed nowadays? It's all about getting the selfie and the picture. Some people, however, pointed out at the end of the video, one of the women present yelled, Justin is better, right as he got into the car. Did they say Justin's better at the end? One asked, which that would definitely, be a fail when it comes to this spotting if people just ended up turning it into a protest instead. The first hearing with the Ends With Us lawsuit is set for Monday, but ahead of that, Blake and Ryan informed a federal judge that they want to dismiss Justin's defamation case against them. I can't imagine them being successful with getting this case dismissed. I mean, if they're going to go and dismiss his, they'll have to go and dismiss their own. It all stems from Blake's initial lawsuit that he had sexually harassed her, which is why he retaliated with a $400 million lawsuit. I really feel like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively dug their grave with trying to frame Justin Baldoni, so we'll have to see what happens there. Now, this is about Jennifer Love Hewitt. It reads, since the three-named actress is in the news again, it is time for a refresher about the time she hooked up with a married actor and had phone sex with him too. Since then, sent the phone sex recordings to his actress wife. Wait, what? This comment reads, what a bitchy move. I hope karma gets her. Another comment reads, really? First, she's a loser for hooking up with a married man. Second, she's a fat loser for sending the phone sex recordings to his wife. What a rotten person. Now, this headline reads that Jennifer Love Hewitt says TV host sexualized her at 16 years old, which that is disturbing. It seems like Jennifer's a victim here. Grown men talking about my breasts openly on a talk show, she said, and everyone was laughing. Jennifer Love Hewitt was the latest guest on the Breakdown podcast and recalled how it wasn't until she was in her 30s that she registered just how much the media sexualized her as a teenager. The actor got her breakthrough on titles like Party of Five and I Know What You Did Last Summer, which were released to much fanfare when she was 16 to 18 years old. Comment below if you are a fan of Jennifer. She said, quote, in my 30s, I went back and looked at the time again and I was like, oh my God, there were grown men talking to me at 16 about my breasts just openly on a talk show and people were laughing about it. I don't even remember that. I didn't even take part in it. But in hindsight, it was really strange to think that I became some kind of like sex symbol before she even was aware. Jennifer said she didn't even know what sexy meant during a period of time when she was constantly being objectified. Quote, I was on the cover of Maxim magazines and people would openly walk up and be like, I took your magazine with me on a trip last week. I didn't know what that meant. You know what I mean? It's kind of gross. Later, it kind of hit me that I guess maybe people were like, were they like jerking to it? Ew, wash your hands. Now here's a clip from that podcast interview.
Like, I didn't know what being sexy meant, and I was on the cover of Maxim magazines, and people would like openly walk up and be like, oh, I took your magazine with me on a trip last week. There were grown men talking to me at 16 about my breasts, like just openly on a talk show, and people were laughing about it. And I was like, I don't even remember that. Like, I really didn't take that part of it in.
I Know What You Did Last Summer was a huge box office hit in 1997. After the movie came out, Jennifer said that people started making jokes to her like, oh, I know what your breasts did last summer. Everyone would laugh. So I would laugh because it was supposed to be funny, I guess. I didn't register it that these were grown men talking about her boobies on television. Quote, by the way, I don't blame them for asking questions or making the jokes or doing it, she continued. It was the culture that I fully accepted. They were allowed to believe that it was appropriate. I answered the questions. I laughed right along. I have no problem with them for doing it. But when you sit and you look at where we are now versus then, it is really mind blowing. And honestly, thank God for like progression like this, because I can't imagine me operating in a world when people are disrespected on that level. Oh, I would be fighting all the time. I would look banged up if I could defend them, you know. I don't know. But then that was society back then. Comment if you were an adult or a teenager in the 90s, comment below like your perception of what she's saying here. I mean, was it really that different?
I didn't feel self-confident. I felt watched. I felt like I had to be everything for everybody all the time. I was called sexy before I ever knew what being sexy was. Like, I was 17 years old on the cover of Maxim, and I had no idea why I was on the cover of Maxim. I was honored and I loved it, but I was like, what? You know, I remember doing Heartbreakers at 23, and the director was like, we just need you to be sexier. And I had to pull him aside, and I was like, I don't know what that means. I'm only 23. I know that I'm supposed to be this thing for people, but I don't know what that means. And he had to like help me figure that out.
Now we're getting into some scary territory. This is about Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein. It reads, this royal is lucky. It is only emails that are exposing his lies and not the recordings of him engaging in inappropriate activities with those of legal and not legal ages. He knows they are out there somewhere. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, I feel like a big thing with Jeffrey Epstein was that he would invite people to his island to do freaky things. He would secretly record them and then have blackmail on some of the most powerful people in the world. This comment reads, same trip, and they're sharing a photo of Prince Andrew saying bye-bye to one of the young women at Epstein's front door in New York City. What a scumbag Andrew is. Another comment reads, and also it's not just him, but Charles is on the tapes. That would be an interesting conversation at the dinner table in the palace. Rest in peace to the Queen. Imagine having to explain that to her. Oh, blessed her heart. Prince Andrew messaged Jeffrey Epstein 2 months after he said contact ended. We'll play some more soon, he said in a quote. Ew, play. So Prince Andrew claims he stopped befriending Epstein, but that's not true because there was an email and it included a photograph of him with a then 17-year-old Virginia, who is one of the biggest victims of Jeffrey speaking against him and Ghislaine Maxwell. Andrew initially claimed that he had cut ties with Jeffrey Epstein, who died in 2019. He says that they stopped talking in 2010, but shortly after the duo was pictured together in Central Park. So their friendship did not end in 2010 because they were hanging out after the fact. However, in February 2011, the scandal-scarred royal wrote to the convicted P-word, keep in close touch and we'll play some more soon. So they were talking in 2011. And what does play mean? Can we define that? What do you mean by play, sicko? The emails seen by Bloomberg were read aloud in a courtroom as part of a recent filing. It's an appeal by Jess Stanley, who initially claims that all senior management positions until 2023 had lied about Andrew's relationship with Epstein. Emails showed that the pair had stayed in touch until at least 2015, but it looks like Prince Andrew's team all kept quiet about this, which sounds illegal. Epstein responded to Prince Andrew saying Jess will be in London on next Tuesday afternoon if you'll have time. Andrew wrote back Epstein to make sure he had the right date, adding, keep in close touch. Now, Prince Andrew has admitted no wrongdoing, but he wrote in a letter that he regretted his association with Jeffrey Epstein. As a result, Prince Andrew was stripped of his military titles and his royal badges, as well as his HRH title. He was also forced to give up his role as a working royal. Here's a clip of Andrew trying to explain himself, and I just feel like he's lying through his teeth.
Just if there were hundreds of underage girls in Buckingham Palace, wouldn't you?
But sorry, you would notice if there were hundreds of underage girls in Jeffrey's house. Wasn't there. Not when I was there. Now, he may have changed his behaviour patterns in order for that not to be obvious to me. So I don't know. I mean, you're asking me to speculate on things that I just don't know about.
You seem utterly convinced you're telling the truth. Would you be willing to testify or give a statement under oath if you were asked?
Well, I'm like everybody else, and I would have to take all the legal advice that there was before I was to do that sort of thing. But if push came to shove and the legal advice was to do so, then I would be duty-bound to do so.
Because you've said there are many unanswered questions.
Yep.
Everyone affected wants closure. You would help to provide that closure.
If in the right circumstances, yes, I would, because I think there's just as much closure for me as there is for everybody else.
Poor Wendy Williams. This blind item reads, the illiterate former talk show host thinks she'll be doing some kind of hosting by the end of next month. Now, when we saw her in that A&E documentary, she just wanted to get back to work. That was the entire theme of the documentary, but it went in a different direction. One comment reads, at one time she was really popular and she still has that fan base that would like to see her again. Another comment reads, will she be doing a podcast, a YouTube video? I'm in. Sloan with an E commented, wishing her well. Her situation is heartbreaking. I hope it doesn't spiral more in the way Britney's did and has. Wendy Williams did recently fire her court-appointed attorney, which is a sign of maybe a good move. Like in Britney's case, I remember Samuel Ingham was her court-appointed attorney, making like $40,000 a month off of her and not doing anything for her. So I hope that Wendy doesn't have a Sam in her mix. But it actually looks like she's taking control, which actually Britney said in her recording that she didn't know she was able to fire her attorney while in the conservatorship. Seems like Wendy did get that memo. So she fired Linda Radlisky. What an interesting last name. The source says that Wendy had asked Linda to file paperwork to get the ball rolling for trial to decide whether the guardianship is necessary. We're told Wendy's pissed it never happened, so she fired her. Good for you, Wendy. Wendy is currently in a New York City assisted living facility in which she describes as a luxury prison. And it's really sad to see she's like at the window, touching the glass, wanting freedom, but not allowed to leave. The interview that Harvey Levin did with Wendy breaks my heart. To watch her like on the glass, like literally like an animal, like at a zoo, wanting to get out, but cannot. It is sick.
Wendy, your dad is turning 94 in February. And he's up there in age, and I know you will want to go to Miami to see him and celebrate his birthday because you don't know how many more there are going to be.
Right, exactly.
That must be important for you.
It's extremely important. It's extremely important to see my dad for his birthday, and that is a family thing. It's not just a me thing, I would wish that along with celebrating my dad's 94th birthday, that we as a family would come together in peace and harmony. That's what I wish for my dad.
Our next blind item is about Nicole Kidman. The weekly flower is far too young to be modeling on her own with no parental supervision. The mom sees nothing wrong with it and thinks it would be great for her. That's a recipe for disaster. So it looks like this is about Sunday Rose Urban and Nicole Kidman, her mother. We actually have a video about Gwyneth Paltrow's daughter coming out soon and how she's a mega bully, so keep an eye out for this one. But these Nepo kids, they're starting to grow up and they're causing a scene. In regards to Nicole Kidman's daughter, this comment reads, well, this is very hypocritical of Nicole. She said she married Tom to not make a casting couch, but she's throwing her own daughter to the perps. Another comment reads, Sunday Rose Urban, Nicole and Keith's daughter. If Sunday Sunday Rose can be a runway model, then I suppose I can be one as well. Oh wait, I don't have famous parents. She looks like a typical Miu Miu model, and I'll leave it at that. I am not their customer. Another comment reads, no idea who the girl is, but her mom is her pimp. Mom is probably getting to go to these parties. After the girl is strung out and destroyed, she and mom can claim they are victims and sue the men. Act like a P word, enjoy the party, then call yourself a victim and sue the men. It's a new career path. Now that comment seems like they're a little bit heated. Maybe go and take a deep breath. But Nicole Kidman's Nepo baby Sunday lands a big modeling campaign despite the savage reaction to her runway debut. The Nepo baby has landed her campaign with the Italian brand Miu Miu. She's the face of the brand's spring and summer campaign, which, wow, congratulations on that. That's a huge feat. She's only 16 years old, which, I mean, go and enjoy being a 16-year-old. In the new campaign, you can see Sunday posing in a chair while holding a large Miu Miu purse. The makeup-free teenager modeled casually, consisting of a beige coat and a red zip-up sweater. She also appears in promotional videos for the collection, which centers around precision and simplicity. The footage shows Sunday Rose staring at her reflection in the mirror before pretending to play the flute. Pretending to play the flute because she probably doesn't know how to. Sunday's new campaign comes 3 months after she was roasted online for her runway debut at Paris Fashion Week in October. She opened the Miu Miu Paris Women's Wear show. Wow, so a lot of young new models on the scene. Honestly, I love Alex Consani. That's like my favorite one of all the models. Now, I think one of the biggest criticisms is that Nicole Kidman's daughter, she's not giving model energy. I'm sorry about it. You know, we all can't have a trophy at the end of the day, okay? I'm not a model. I'll tell you that real quick. I'm not a model, and I'm okay with it because I find what I'm good at. And maybe, you know, Sunday needs a little bit more time to figure herself out. Here's a clip of her.
My name's Sunday Rose Kidman Urban, and this is my first show. We're at the Miu Miu show in Paris. We did some shopping, because how could you not come to Paris and not shop? I've been wanting to do this for so long, so when the offer came through, it was really exciting. And now the day is finally here. I'm wearing a white poplin dress with a swimsuit underneath, so I'm really excited for everyone to see the collection. Probably just like don't stress yourself out too much, because I was really stressed, and then it's just like everyone here is really nice. Bye, Poke!
This comment reads, Nepo, love it. Her mom is literally Nicole Kidman. That's iconic. Another comment reads, just a Nepo baby. Nothing to do with modeling and not even pretty. Sorry, her walk is awful. And honestly, I think it's really cringe when you see a Nepo baby model, because it's like, okay, I can understand Kendall Jenner, she's giving. I will even say Hailey Bieber is more of a model than effing Sunday Rose, but she's also a kid. Let her go grow up. One person writes, try painting or acting instead. This is not for her. Another writes, oh, please, why be a model? So many other things to do. Another person writes, I can hear the heels slapping on the floor. Oh no. Another comment reads, stop hiring average looking Nepo babies who can't walk. We need hungry, unknown girls from developing countries who are naturally stunning. Oh no, not the developing countries. Oh, this is unfair to girls who don't have famous parents. This girl is no model. Quote, she's trying so hard to look fierce, but she looks like a child stomping their feet, looking like she's walking down to her WWE match. Another person asks, who was her coach? Now, not everyone was negative. Some people say, you know, she's only 16 years old. Don't be so mean to her. She can figure it out. But also, why don't your parents go and get you a modeling coach first? Now, Nicole Kidman has spoken about Sunday's modeling career, saying that she's tried not to be overbearing or dominant in a way and letting Sunday prepare for the runway. She also remarked that she's incredibly proud and supportive of her daughter's career and that she's focused on just being a mom. Nicole Kidman claims when it came to Sunday's runway debut, she actually didn't want her daughter to go on the runway, but the designer wanted her to, which is what resulted in this mess. So actually, maybe her mom knows best. Now that is it for Blind Item Breakdown. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, even while I'm in Florida, which thank you guys. I think we'll have one more week here next week's and then we'll be back in Los Angeles. But I have to show you something. I'm not going to like show anymore. I'm just going to show you this. Okay. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys. Don't forget to check out my link in the description below to explore the Liberty 2 and the entire Womanizer collection. Won't want to miss out on these incredible offers, so check out the link in the description below to see everything Womanizer has to offer.